Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Hello, cherished viewers, and welcome to the second part of our two-part program on insights from the Akashic Records. Last week, we explored the ancient Indian concept of Akasha. The Sanskrit word Akasha can be translated as cosmic sky, ether, or void. It is the subtlest element created in the astral world and the essence of all things in the material world. In Hinduism, Akasha is one of the 5 elements, with the other 4 being earth, water, fire, and air. Religious scriptures seem to have referred to the Akashic record as the Book of Life in Christianity and Judaism, which documents the name of every person who was created. Western spiritual thinkers of the 19th and early 20th century were able to access the Akashic record and thereby regain ancient spiritual knowledge of humankind. An important scientist and inventor of the same era, Nikola Tesla, made many revolutionary discoveries in the field of electromagnetism. He also wrote about the possibility of tapping into the power of Akasha.
Long ago, man recognized that all perceptible matter comes from a primary substance, or a tenuity beyond conception, filling all space, the Akasha, or luminiferous ether, which is acted upon by the life-giving prana or creative force, calling into existence in never-ending cycles all things and phenomena. Can man control this grandest, most awe-inspiring of all processes in nature? If he could do this, he would have powers almost unlimited and supernatural.
In 2009, a leading researcher in the area of consciousness, Dr. Ervin Laszlo, published the book The Akashic Experience: Science and the Cosmic Memory Field. The book is a collection of 20 fascinating accounts by cultural and scientific leaders of their spiritual experiences with the Akashic field. Let's take a look at the Akashic experiences of C.J. Martez from the United States, who is one of the authors featured in Dr. Laszlo's book. Miss C.J. Martez has had otherworldly experiences since her childhood. When she was 12 years old, while in bed, she was visited by her great-grandmother who had been dead for more than 5 years at the time. As an adult, C.J. Martez entered a period of deep depression without apparent reason. One day, while alone, she spoke aloud. "Someone take this pain from me. I am tired of hurting." Then she heard a clear voice saying, "You're not hurting, you are healing." She then raised her hands toward the ceiling, inviting anyone who might help her. Upon doing so, she had an Akashic experience which completely changed her life.
It felt like a discernible electric charge was coming out of the air around me. What was conveyed to me in milliseconds was unlike anything I had ever felt before. I was tingling from head to toe. It was the consummate spiritual experience in one enormous flash of light. It felt the room filled up all around me. I felt an intense love, pure and unconditional. It was an experience also of non-duality, an experience of oneness. The hair on my arms stood up. I was rapidly surrounded by a bright light. The tiny room became crowded with angelic beings. There were 12 of them, each comprised of a different colored light. These beautiful, loving beings had always been there with me. They were trying to help me. My emotions had prevented me from feeling their presence.
The Akashic record has been likened to a library. To access it is to understand one's spiritual biography, as well as a higher source of healing. But how can we access the Akashic record? Indian scientific mystic and yogi Brahmarshi Prem Nirmal explained how the Akashic record is related to spiritual development.
The Akashic records are in the causal body or Karana Daya. The causal body is around your physical body, somewhere around 8 feet, and it can be bigger or smaller. Developed or underdeveloped, depending on how evolved you are. How does a clairvoyant see the causal body? If the causal body is well developed, in the sense that it is well illuminated, there are no black patches, then the person is evolved. Then that person is considered to be an enlightened, ascended master. All the caches need to be cleaned so that the records get deleted. When your files are deleted completely, it is called ascension. This is the right understanding of ascension and Akashic records. Emotional negativity, mental negativity, causal negativity, one has to come out of all of these into unconditional love, purity of mind, good character, right behavior, right talking, right thinking, and then non-thinking, complete silence.
The U.S. clairvoyant Edgar Cayce, who lived from 1877 to 1945, is one of the most documented psychics in history. He said that while entering a state of trance, he used the Akashic record as his primary source in order to help the people who came to him to understand their health problems and to recommend remedies. Apart from assisting individuals, he could also give broader information such as the history of the Earth. Edgar Cayce described the Akashic record as follows.
Upon time and space is written the thoughts, the deeds, the activities of an entity, as in relationships to its environs, its hereditary influence as directed, or judgment drawn by, or according to, what the entity's ideal is. Hence, as it has been oft called, the record is God's book of remembrance, and each entity, each soul, as the activities of a single day of an entity in the material world, either makes the same good, or bad, or indifferent, depending on the entity's application of self towards that which is the ideal manner.
Initially, Cayce was critical of his psychic abilities, and the readings sometimes revealed information which was contrary to his conventional religious beliefs. For example, he did not believe in reincarnation, but witnessed the former lives of his clients. However, he became convinced that the readings revealed truly what happened in the past. The Akashic record readings by Edgar Cayce, as demanded by others, were physically very exhausting for him and eventually led to his untimely passing. But as long as he lived, he continued to give them for the benefit of others. Cayce spoke about the value of accessing the Akashic record.
To find that ye have lived, died, and were buried under the cherry tree in grandmother's garden does not make thee one whit better neighbor, citizen, mother, or father. But to know that ye spoke unkindly and suffered for it, and in the present may correct it by being righteous, that is worthwhile.
Edgar Cayce could see both the past and future of the Earth. He made predictions of conflicts and exactly where they would be seen. He also foresaw disasters such as upheavals in the Arctic and the Antarctic that he said would lead to the eruption of volcanoes in the tropical areas and a shifting of the poles. But he believed that tragedies can be avoided if humans change their ways. He wanted his prophecies based on the Akashic record to be seen as warnings which can be immensely useful when taken seriously, rather than as an inevitable futility. In this reading, recorded by his assistant, he talked about sunspots which occur with the sun's intensified magnetic activity which can affect the Earth's atmosphere.
The more ye become aware of thy relationships to the universe and those influences that control the same, the greater thy ability to help, even as to the sun which reflects those turmoils that arise with thee, even as the earthquake, even as wars and hates, even as the influences day by day. Then, what are the sunspots? A natural consequence of that turmoil which the sons of God in the earth reflect upon the same.
Through her profound meditation into the spiritual realms, Supreme Master Ching has shared about the human histories on other planets such as Mars and Venus. During one such occasion in a 2009 video conference in the United States, she spoke about how she was able to access the information, revealing that besides the Akashic Record Library, there exists another library that is far more difficult to access.
Master Elders helped me to get some answer. But most of the answer I told you, even for the disappear Venus and all that, came from another source of information. Your question seems simple, but I had to work hard because these information don't come from the Akashic Record Library. Yes, these are from the Galaxy Historical Record Library, and no one is able to go inside to check because I guess it doesn't concern anyone. We can check our record in the Akashic Record Library, but we cannot go into this library to check about our galaxy disappearance or survival. But because the God who is in charge of the galaxy historical record, he was kind and he just let me know the information.
The precious information that Supreme Master Ching Hai conveyed about several Venus planets was shared out of concern for our similar challenges with climate change.
Within a few weeks' time, the whole planet was destroyed. Yes, destroyed. Because of the poisonous gases, yes, from livestock. Of course, it's trigger other gases, yeah, from the ocean, from the warm ocean, as you know, it's similar to our planetary problem right now. They did not really care about this vegetarian diet. They did not really go into any spiritual dimension. In this Venus, the hot Venus, even core of the planet was also full now of hot and poisonous gas, so no life can exist. Maybe those microscopic life was useless for us or for any human to dwell there, if you could even get there. The size of the disintegrated Venus is similar to Mars. But the other two Venus are very cool, very good. They have no war at all. And they have less meat-eater population, you see. So more or less, they are balanced with the karmic law, yes. You see, some time ago, I said if we have like 2/3 of the planet population vegetarian, then we could have saved the planet too. But now it's too late. Now we need the whole planet population to be compassionate. Vegan be the best.
We are grateful to Supreme Master Ching Hai and those individuals who have helped us to better appreciate the workings of our vast spiritual universe. May the insights of the Akashic and Galaxy historical records illuminate our lives with wisdom, virtue, and harmony. Thank you, good-hearted viewers, for your company on today's program. May God's everlasting love guide us each day. Dr. Ervin Laszlo's book, The Akashic Experience, Science and the Cosmic Memory Field, is available at www.amazon.com.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
Nossos programas oferecem vários idiomas. Acesse suprememastertv.com/schedule e suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
हमारे कार्यक्रम पेश किए जाते कई भाषाओं में कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/schedule और suprememastertv.com/AJAR。
我们的节目提供多种语言，请看 suprememastertv.com/schedule 和 suprememastertv.com/AJAR。
Rancangan kami menawarkan banyak bahasa. Sila kunjungi suprememastertv.com/kadapan schedule www.suprememastertv.com/كهربان AJAR.
برامجنا متوفرة بالعديد من اللغات. يرجى زيارة suprememastertv.com/schedule و suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
Наши программы предлагают много языков. Пожалуйста, посмотрите suprememastertv.com, /schedule и suprememastertv.com, /AJAR.
మా కార్యక్రమాలు అందజేస్తున్నాయి అనేక భాషలలో. దయచేసి చూడండి suprememastertv.com/schedule మరియు suprememastertv.com/AJAR